Have you ever asked these questions? What if we can use 100% of our brain and our mind? And what will happen if humanity split into the new kind of species? Or maybe we reject humanity and return to monkey. 21 Lessons for 21st Century. This book is written in 2018 by Yuval Noah Harari. I think it's one of the most must-read books of our time. If I have to summarize this book in just one major question, what is really happening nowadays? What are mankind getting challenged right now? So how do we survive and how do we adapt? The author has divided this book into 5 main parts. Let's talk about the first. Part 1. The technological challenge. In the near future, soon there are going to be the revolutions of technologies, and the human us will evolve into the new being, but sadly not monkey. These revolutions that Mr. Yuval talked about are the twin revolutions. First, the biotech. These are consisting of the biological revolution of human body, cells, genes, and ways to enhance it. Second is the infotech. It's a revolution of information management, the big data algorithm, including the arrival of artificial intelligence, machines that can make decisions for humans and can help or replace humans in some work. When the twins revolution begin, most of the dominant position in the world will be changed. Who are those can revolutionize these two technologies can have the most power and influence in the whole entire world. Part 2. The political challenge. But we are not talking about politician or political in the normal way. In the case of Facebook, is Facebook considered the largest political party in the world or not? Facebook, Google, Baidu, Tencent. The question that you should ask this top of the world tech company is, so which of them exactly have your data? Because
those who control the data control the future of life.
Moreover, there is also another question. Besides these tech companies, does the nationalism of the people who live in the 21st century still exist? Are we still proud of being born Thai? Or does this belief is constantly being fed away by us moving ourselves to be the part of the cyber population? Or should I say the social media? Part 3. Despair and Hope. The first thing we need to talk about is terrorism. Don't panic about it too much. So I think if we counting the casualties here, the number of the people who die on the road is many times greater than terrorism in every country. Yet, why do people all over the world still remember terrorism? Because is it like a theater just built for us to remember these pieces of information from news and medias. The next thing we need to talk about is war. Humanity has learned from the past that war is useless. But at the same time, be cautious. We should never underestimate human stupidity. Lastly, the talk of God and human morality. To summarize this in short version, to not causing suffering to happen to oneself and others is the most enlightening ways of morality in all religions. Part 4. Truth. The fourth part of the book tells us about various forms of truth. But first, you should know that you know less than you think, and nowadays, we know less and less. Therefore, we should always rely on others for different kinds of knowledge. In the same way as justice is also the gathered knowledge of human evolution from past to present. It's based on morality and equality. That is, don't make others suffer from what you do. Let's talk about the era of post-truth. Today, lies and fiction are all around us, and the human race is the species that values stories. Therefore, we have to distinguish which one is a made-up story and which is the truth. Part 5. Resilience. Right now we have gone to 4 parts of the book. I have skipped a lot of details, stories and examples that the author has expanded, which I didn't have enough time to mention. Now, I would like to talk about the years 2050. 2050 is 30 years from now on, and we still hardly know what will happen during this time. So, what really are the key skills of people in 21st century? What can we teach our children to be prepared? Mr. Yuval said that it is not necessary to teach things that AI is going to replace in the future. The real question is, when the infotech revolution begins, what kind of profession are you going to do? We shouldn't be afraid of the machine or the AI. What is really essential is meditation and observation, because we need to know first how our minds work so the revolutions can take full advantage of our bodies.
If data becomes concentrated in too few hands, humankind might split, not into classes, but into different species.